Uber driver has admitted to raping and killing a 30-year-old woman after picking her up. 𝙐𝙗𝙚 𝘖𝙧 was leaving work at a strip club in Indianapolis when she was picked up by Francisco 𝙐𝙗𝙙. After Dixon's body was found, 𝙐𝙗𝙙 claimed his passenger had been attacked by an armed black man as she sat in his car, but he has been charged with murder after admitting he shot her dead in a fury when she insulted his body as he raped her. He has been banned by Uber as a...
She just moved over here, seemed like a pretty good woman. She stayed to herself. She was with her kids and her little dog. She had a cute little dog.
IMPD arresting 29-year-old Francisco 𝙐𝙗𝙙 for allegedly killing Dixon. Police say he was her rideshare driver and picked her up around 3:30 in the morning to take her home, but she never made it.
That shouldn't happen to anybody, regardless of whatever you doing, whoever you are, wherever. That shouldn't happen to anybody. And I feel bad for her kids. I feel real bad for her kids because now they don't have a mother.
I heard about that Uber driver that dropped a woman home, ended the ride to pretend that he just, dropped her there, got out the car and kidnapped her. Yes, and in the footage you could see her screaming for help, but nobody was around to help her. He called himself ending a ride, so I guess he won't get caught, so it won't look like he did it, but he was not that slick. You're the last person I saw her, and on a Ring doorbell camera, we see you snatching her up, and she was screaming for help. Uber banned him, of course, and helped the police in an investigation against him so they could catch him. He picked her up from work. Her name is 𝙐𝙗𝙚 𝘖𝙧. He picked her up from work around 3:30 a.m. and she was literally just trying to get home safely. And he started being odd. And I guess he decided last minute that he wanted to do that because she had no clue. She had no clue what was going on, had no clue that was his intention. Like I said, he done dropped her off home and everything. Ended the ride, let Uber know that he dropped his passenger off. And then that, you can't even go home safely. In police custody, he also admitted another thing. He admitted that he raped her before unaliving her. She was found at the end of her block. Some people say it was a wooded area around near her house, and some people say it was a dead-end block. But they found her outside, not too far from her house. That is just so unfortunate. You can't even call an Uber to go home safely. It's always some extra stuff going on. You don't know, are you gonna do something? Are you okay? And not even just for the Uber passengers. Some passengers get in and they just as wild. It's not safe for the Uber drivers or the passengers. Oh my goodness.
I can't get that footage of that woman, that poor woman screaming for her fucking life after she ordered a Lyft or Uber or whatever. Uber dropped her off, ended the ride, proceeded to get out of his car, kidnap her, SA her, kill her, and leave her at the end of the street. And it just brings me back to the point of men are our apex predator, and eliminating them would eliminate a large majority of violent crimes. And also, you can't sit in my face and act like a woman would do something like that, or a bear, nor the bear nor the woman. It's men are the common denominator. I'm so sick of oh my god, I'm so sick. Not all men. It's enough of them. It's enough of them doing that. It's enough. It doesn't have to be all of them. It's enough. Frankly, it's insane. And it's getting worse because this fuck-ass president. Oh my god, I'm getting...
A woman who called an Uber to take her home from work was murdered in Indiana. Investigators say 𝙐𝙗𝙚 𝘖𝙧 was in the back seat of her Uber when her driver started to attack her. They say that police then say the driver killed her in a fit of rage. Her family couldn't get in contact with her. They were worried, called police, and they also tracked her phone to a wooded area behind her home and found her body. Police tracked down the Uber driver through Dixon's phone. They asked him what happened, and at first he did admit to picking her up and said that they were robbed and that she got out of the car and was shot. Then his story changed, and then eventually police say he confessed to killing her. Police say that while he was attacking her, she made an insult about his body, and that is what set him over the edge, and he killed her. There is another very gruesome detail that I will not share because it will likely get this video flagged on this platform about what he tried to do to Dixon after she was already dead. He is now facing a murder charge and could face some other charges.
Did y'all hear about that lady that got kidnapped that took an Uber? It's sad. This stuff is getting worse by the day. This lady, she took an Uber, and I guess the Uber took her all the way to her destination, and then before he pulled off, he canceled he didn't cancel it. He marked it as if he finished the ride. Y'all know, people that Uber know what I'm talking about. He marked it as if he finished the ride, and he didn't pull off. He got out the car and he fucking kidnapped her. And I guess he thought the police was gonna be slow and think that Uber dropped them off. They couldn't have done it because the Uber was finished. They did. No, bitch, you were the last person to see her that night, so they gonna fucking question you to the fullest, of course. I don't know why he thought This shit is getting out of hand, and I'm scared as fuck. Like, I don't go. This is why I don't catch Ubers and Lyfts and shit now. I'd rather wait till I get my own car. Being a female is hard in this world. Anything could happen. Literally anything. Like, we are targets, and we don't even try to be targets. Like, we could be just walking down the street, and anything could happen. So it's like, you gotta stay safe. You gotta get you a pin, or you gotta get you something to protect yourself. And them little tasers ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna work. Cause what you gonna do when you got something pointed towards your head? What you gonna try to say? No, you can't do that. You can't.
After listening to this story, you will stop body shaming people. This lady is a stripper. She works in a strip club. This guy is an Uber driver. So this lady went to work, normal work on a normal day, and she closed late from work that night. So when she closed, she needed a ride to take her home. So she ordered an Uber ride, and it was this guy that came to pick her up. So when this guy picked her up, on their way going to her place, they started having a conversation, which led to an argument. This girl, out of anger, body shamed this man and called him fat because the man is actually a fat man. So just because this girl called this man fat, the thing triggered this man's anger. He parked his car, dragged this lady down, raped her. So after raping this lady, he shot her on the head, and that was how she died. So after everything happened that night, he found a way of escaping, but he was caught by the police. When they took him to the police station and they started asking him questions, he said that he did not kill the girl, that it was a black armed man. That's to say, like, they were attacked by an armed person. That was the armed person that killed the girl. So after so many interrogations back and forth, but now confessed that he was the one that killed the girl, and it was because this girl body shamed him. Those of you that will see people, you will not close your mouth. Somebody is fat, you will insult. Somebody is slim, you will insult. God that created people different color, different size, know what he did. If everybody in this world were the same size, if everybody in this world were the same color, the world can never be beautiful. Even the plants that God created have different colors. So God created everything differently to give this world beauty. But some of you have made up your mind that when you see people, you want to be body shaming them. You have heard this one. And I think that this should be a lesson for you people to stop. In as much as you are making these people depressed as you are body shaming them, it can also trigger them to hurt you. Be warned.
You're the last person I saw her and on a Ring doorbell camera. Like, we see you snatching her up and she was screaming for help. Uber banned him, of course, and helped the police in an investigation against him so they could catch him. He picked her up from, her name is 𝙤𝙬 Dixon. He picked her up from work around like 3:30 a.m. and she was literally just trying to get home safely. And he started being odd. And I guess he decided last minute that he wanted to do that because she had no clue. She had no clue what was going on, had no clue that that was his intention. Like I said, he didn't drop her off home and everything ended the ride, let Uber know that he dropped his passenger off. And then that, like, you can't even go home safely. In police custody, he also admitted another thing. He admitted that he groped her before unaliving her. E was found at the end of her block. Some people say it was like a wooded area around near her house, and some people say it was like a dead-end block, but they found her outside not too far from her house. Like, that is just so unfortunate. You can't even call Uber to go home safely. Like, it's always some extra stuff going on. Like, you don't know, like, are you going to do something? Are you okay? And not even just for the Uber passengers. Some passengers get in and they're just as wild. It's not safe for the Uber drivers or the passengers. Like, oh my goodness.
Hello my lovelies, how are you guys doing? Let me hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for supporting your girl. I really appreciate your support. And if you're new, you're welcome. Please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And please share the video with your family and friends. So guys, it's so unfortunate that we live in a society where black men are the least valued, because this Latino guy commits a very heinous crime, and his first statement is a black armed man killed this lady and alive this lady. That wasn't true, first of all, but we have to know where all this comes from. That's my first thing, because there are so many innocent black men that are in jail because of such accusations. It's like they're used to black men committing crimes when it's not true, right? it's really ridiculous. You commit a crime and you can't own to your crime, and you have to pick another person, another minority group of people to attach your crime to. It's crazy. But I'm happy that he wasn't slick enough to get away with it. Secondly, I don't know if Uber has insurance for such situations, because those girls need compensation. They're gonna grow up without a mother. It's so heartbreaking. These girls were being raised by a single mother, as we all know, a stripper, an OnlyFans. Definitely there is no father in the house. They need something set aside for them. I really feel bad for them, and I hope their fathers come up and show up for them. It's crazy. And thirdly, we need women Uber drivers. This hits home because I used to use Uber. I used to work till 11 p.m. and I had to use Uber sometimes. Can you imagine all tired, getting off of work, and you're like, I want to go home safe, and you land into this. But I must say that also we should hold our lips. A man asking you, throwing sexual advancements to you doesn't mean you should insult him. Just keep quiet. I'm not saying that what he did is right. It's definitely a very bad thing to do, to take away someone's life just because she insulted your body or body shamed you. That's crazy. That's not a reason to end someone's life. But for your safety, for our safety, we need to watch our mouth, what we say to people, because people are battling a lot of demons, right? That's my opinion. Those are my 3 opinions. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. But it's just unfortunate, and my condolences to the family. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give this video a like. See you in the next video as you watch the rest of the reactions.
I heard about that Uber driver that dropped a woman home, ended the ride to pretend that he just, dropped her there, got out the car and kidnapped her. Yes, and in the footage you could see her screaming for help, but nobody was around to help her. He called himself ending a ride, so I guess he won't get caught, so it won't look like he did it, but he was not that slick. You're the last person I saw her, and on a Ring doorbell camera, we see you snatching her up, and she was screaming for help. Uber banned him, of course, and helped the police in an investigation against him so they could catch him. He picked her up from work. Her name is 𝙤𝙬 𝙧. He picked her up from work around 3:30 a.m. and she was literally just trying to get home safely. Then he started being odd, and I guess he decided last minute that he wanted to do that because she had no clue. She had no clue what was going on, had no clue that was his intention. Like I said, he done dropped her off home and everything. Ended the ride, let Uber know that he dropped his passenger off. And then that, you can't even go home safely. In police custody, he also admitted another thing. He admitted that he raped her before unaliving her. She was found at the end of her block. Some people say it was a wooded area around near her house, and some people say it was a dead end block. But they found her outside, not too far from her house. That is just so unfortunate. You can't even call an Uber to go home safely. It's always some extra stuff going on. You don't know, are you gonna do something? Are you okay? And not even just for the Uber passengers. Some passengers get in and they just as wild. It's not safe for the Uber drivers or the passengers.
So this guy was her Uber driver. He came to pick her up. So she reportedly made a stop before her home. Because, with Uber, you can make multiple stops. So she was able to make it to the first stop. And then the second stop, which was to her home, was when the Uber driver attempted to rape her in the back seat. And he flew into a rage because she insulted his body. So he pew-pewed her in the side of her head and dragged her out and placed her into the woods. And he allegedly tried to SA her on a live body. So her family, suspicious. They're like, where is she? She usually will be home. No one heard from her. So they tracked her phone and they saw that it was in a wooded area. So they went to the wooded area, and that's when they found her, unfortunately, and they contacted the police. So her family gave the police the password to her phone. And I guess that's when they seen that she was in an Uber at 3:30 in the morning. They then contacted that Uber driver. So they contacted the Uber driver, the police, and he told them, yeah, I do actually remember picking her up, but while we were in the Uber, there was an armed black man who, decided to rob her, and they pew-pewed her in the thigh and then took her out the car. And he don't know where she went after that. And then he said when he got home, he just cleaned his car off the blood, and that was it. So the police also spoke to his mother, and the mother said, yeah, he did clean out his car, and he also carries a weapon with him. And he does still have the evidence of all the cleaning materials in the car. So then police went, obviously seized the evidence, and it took him down for interrogation. So after they interrogated him, he finally confessed to unaliving her, and he's currently being charged. This is like a really, really scary and sad situation because, as women, we might be out late at the club, at a friend's house, at work, and most of us may not have a car, so we do rely on Uber to take us to our destination safely. And the fact that this young lady, she just came home from work and she just probably had a long day, of working, and it's like, okay, I get to go home and rest, let me just take an Uber and just, and unfortunately she wasn't able to make it to her destination. It's just ridiculous. So, please, ladies, when you guys are in that Uber, share the ride. Maybe if you could contact a friend or FaceTime. I know there are like some fake FaceTime calls that you could do where maybe if somebody's not available to talk, there's like a fake FaceTime audio calls that you could just play in the Uber. It can make it seem like you're talking to somebody, but you're really not. But they ain't gonna know that. You could probably do that. Just stay safe, be alert. It's really, really unfortunate what happened to this young lady. Rest in peace to her. And yes, just please be safe, everybody, and be careful.
Thank you, sis, because I want you to know that I was looking for this story and I couldn't find it. Google also hides stories. Because when I was looking for the story about the 7-year-old who got hit by the drunk driver out there in Texas, could not find her. It brought up the story about the 10-year-old boy. I didn't hear nobody talking about this when it comes to the young lady who died here in Indianapolis. I'm in Indianapolis, and I remember hearing about this story, but I remember that they wasn't really talking about it. They also wasn't talking about the Haitian man out there in Lafayette who beat his wife with a tire iron, took his child, brought him out here to Indianapolis in a hotel room. When the police found that baby was in a trash can, sitting in brown fluid. It was an African man who was dating an American girl, and I guess she was maybe 19. She was young. They had been in a relationship, and she was pregnant by him. He unalived this girl on her birthday. I think this happened in Greenwood. The trafficking situation that happened on the west side that we didn't really hear a lot about with the 𝙤𝙬 people. This is what I'm saying when I tell y'all that they be hiding these stories to make it seem as if these people are not out here committing crimes. I'm not saying that there ain't American people committing crimes, because we know that's far from the truth. We know we got some criminal activity going on within our own citizens. They don't want people to know that these motherfuckers is dangerous too. Doesn't matter how many jobs you give them. Doesn't matter how much money you give them, how much support that you give them from the government. You don't know what these people used to do over in their own country. Give everybody else a background check for jobs, for housing, because you don't know these people and they don't have a birth certificate and you could just give them a name. You don't know who you have working under you or for you. So yeah, thank you for bringing this up, because don't nobody talk about what happened to her. Nobody.